in? It's me, HTG Brian, and I've got level 11 Symbiote Surprise free play for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. That's right, we're going to get all of these collectibles. We're even going to get that True Believer stud requirement. Not that that's a problem, since we have pink brick stud multipliers on. Quick shout out to my guide writer, Tyler P, for helping me get all of these collectibles sorted out and making these videos easy to create. And of course, shout out to Warner Brothers for hooking us up with a copy of this game as well. And last but not least, shout out to you for checking this out. Now, real quick tip, this level is going to require a character with stealth ability. Now, there are a few of them, however, you do get Ravana for completing the story, so it's important that you have somebody with the stealth ability before proceeding, otherwise you won't be able to complete this level. Now, who you pick to start with doesn't really matter. We're going to use Thor, as the first objective does require some electrocution, so he's a good candidate for that. And oh, here we are. Now, if you're new to our free play videos, we have sped these up ever so slightly, and we do have quick links down below in the video description, as Thumbie hinted to just a minute ago. Those will help you get through, like maybe you only need the character token, or maybe you just need a specific mini kit or something like that. That'll help you scan on through and get all those collectibles quick and easy. Now, here we go. We got control of our heroes, and right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and pump it up with Thor's electrocution ability. It's going to give us a teleport pad there, which, look at that. I did not know that Thor was capable of teleporting until now. That's pretty cool. I knew Mordo and Lockjaw, and oh, look at that. Uranian is also a teleporter. I did not know that as well. So, interesting stuff. You learn something every time you play. All right, next up, there's this little, I guess it's a little room that kind of is hidden. I didn't realize in the story mode that you could walk up and those doors would open. Once we get inside, we need to switch to a character with the, I guess, what ability is that? I'm trying to remember what ability that is. I guess it's some sort of a scan ability or sense ability. There we go, sense. That's the one I'm looking for. And once inside, you go ahead and react. It'll notice a bomb. The bomb goes kaboom. After that, you got some buildable bricks you can build up, and we got Minikit number 2. Oh, to the yeah. Next up, we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the right-hand side of the area, and there are some baddies. They're going to pop out from behind this glass. They are being controlled by some symbiote ooze there, and we're going to go ahead and ground pound them a few times with Ms. Marvel, and eventually we'll make our way over to the right-hand side. We're going to need a character with the repair ability, and it looks like Uranian's going to do the trick for us as well. I didn't know that until we loaded in either. You know, the game will often start you with characters or the abilities that you need to complete the free play stuff, and I honestly would have used Iron Man for this, as I know that he is capable of repairing, but it turns out that the game went ahead and awarded us Uranian, and we used him, as he did the job ever so awesomely, I guess. Something like that. All right, next up, we've got this little ooze kind of takes over our characters over and over again. I recommend trying to stay away from it, but it's kind of one of those things that's kind of a pain in the old tuchus. All right, next up, we've got this orange door just to the left of where the glass broke and those baddies came out from. Way up top, as you just saw, I busted open and revealed a grapple plug, which we can go ahead and rip down, and it revealed some sort of a glass tube. And we'll use our shattering ability with a black bolt to go ahead and make that glass mincemeat. That's right. Go ahead and use the sonar. It's kind of different this time. It's more like a raw or something. I don't really know. But anyways, we get some buildable bricks. We build them up into Minikit number 4. Thank you very much. And next up, we're going to do a little bit of story element stuff here. We got to rip open this grapple plug in the back. It's going to reveal, ooh, a Ms. Marvel hack terminal. So we'll go ahead and hop inside and get this done with the quickness. Of course, there's plenty of studs to get while we're in here, but other than that, all you got to do is make it all the way to the end and pow that red switch right in the kisser. This one was pretty easy, and look at that. I got all of the studdage as well. Or wait, yep, no, look at me. Oh, to the yeah. Oh, did I get it? Yes! All right. Look at me, I was kind of hesitant, like trying to get it, but not. But all right, we got that hack complete, and it opens the doors to the left, and we'll go ahead and, oh no, some more bad guys. Really what we need to do is just flip that switch inside there, but I get caught up in all this badness, and I eventually get back there and flip it, and it gives us access to a terminal over on the left-hand side of the room. That terminal is going to allow us to kind of manipulate this big screen TV there, and eventually it will give us the pad, or I guess it's more of the code for the pad down below, because once we flip this switch here, it's also going to give us some pressure-sensitive switches down below. And here we go. So it's not only just control of the big screen, but also the little stuff too. I think, oh, maybe the switch over on the left is what it does. All right. Oh, it's a techno pad. No, I was right. There's the pressure sensitive switches. So we'll make our way over to the panel. That's right. And get our techno-age on, but not before going and starting these A's. Ayo. We got to go ahead and grab all these. Turns out there's 5 of these spinning yellow A's scattered throughout. And I'm sure that means something, but I have not quite caught on to that yet. The bad guy we're after, his name doesn't start with an A, so I still haven't figured that out. If you guys know, drop me a comment down below, as I know a lot of you guys know a lot more of the Marvel history than I do. And I'm trying to learn it, so I know what I'm talking about. But all right, turns out there are 5 of those A's, as mentioned. 2 of them are in this first room. We do have quick links down below in the video description to get you to all 5 of them. However, if you just kind of watch the video and follow along, they are all in a row, so we don't mess up or mix up any of the other collectibles. It just goes to the next. Well, as soon as we open this door right here, we're going to go ahead and hop up on the left-hand side over there, and guess what? We're going to get number 3. And you saw number 4 on the right-hand side up on that upper balcony area too. And last but not least, once the camera gets done panning around the room, we're going to go ahead and take on this left room that's blocked by some laser beams. But we'll get in there in just a second. But first, we're going to go up top and rip open this strong handle and, of course, smash that next A. I guess I was going to say the first A, but I guess it's the first A in the second room. So we'll go ahead and nail that, and look at that. We've got to go ahead and rip this off. I was going to go ahead and handle this, but it turns out there's still some of that pink ooze down below, and apparently it's stinky, so we can't go in there. We'll have to deal with that first. But, all right, so as mentioned, we're going to go to the left-hand side. We got a few bad guys that have popped up. We'll deal with them ever so quickly, and eventually we'll switch on over to Captain America, as we're going to need his shield to go ahead and throw it in there and bounce it off a couple of boingers into a shield switch in the very back of the room. Now this was kind of weird. Check this out. I get the right angle, I hit the button, and then he jumps off and does some weird, I don't know what was going on there. I had to hop back on there and reassemble myself, and look at that. Get the aim. That's right. It's kind of a funny angle, but ba-boing, ba-boing, and all the way to shield switch we go. Inside, it reveals not only a mini kit, but the 4th. That's right, the 4th of 5 A's that we need to find. Last but not least, the 5th one is right over here. We could have grabbed that mini kit, but we're going to go ahead and jump up and grab this last A first and get them all in a row as promised. So there you go. 5 out of 5 gives us number 5. That was kind of ironic how that worked out. And next up, we're going to hop over that little guy in the back there. And look at that. Number 6 is officially ours, too. So next up, Stan Lee is hanging out there, quite literally. And we're going to need somebody with some telekinesis like Doctor Strange to go ahead and manipulate that big old colorful brush and clear off all them cobwebs up above. I need to do that in my room right now. My office is pretty crazy. The ceiling is amazingly dusty for, you know, not having a lot of traffic or people or windows open or anything like that. Anyhow, enough of my nonsense of my dirty office here. But hey, guess what? We have quite a long gap in between collectibles. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend that if you are in a hurry to get to that next collectible, that you go ahead and use the quick link, which looks like it's going to be number 7. So hey, as I've been flapping my yapper here, you probably noticed I've been struggling. As I mentioned earlier, there's some purple ooze inside there preventing me from getting through. Now, I thought that Ms. Marvel had the abilities. Turns out she doesn't. So then I thought, oh, Black Bolt does. He's pretty invincible. And it turns out he doesn't either. So I remembered from our story, we actually used She-Hulk. And we went ahead and switched to her and used her. Now, I don't know why I didn't push that push switch all the way down, as I got to get them both all the way to the end here. But I build up those bricks, get the first one on the right all the way in, and next up, go ahead and kick on the fan on the left. I've been in this situation in a public restroom before where I wish there was a fan available. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, moving right along, look at that. It has removed all the stank from up above, giving us access to that techno panel. So we'll go ahead and make our way all the way up the ladder. Now, I tried to cheat and fly up, but then I grabbed the wrong character, and then I got stuck inside. And so basically, noob status is at max level right now. And I'll make my way up here and eventually get up here. But it turns out I need somebody else, too. Oh, no, he works. I forgot. I thought I needed somebody with abilities. But it turns out he is going to be able to swing these flappers around. And we simply just need to knock that purple lemon all the way down each of these holes. And eventually it'll get into, like, this power socket. And once we get both the left and the right power node into that socket, we should be good to go. And it actually sends a whole bunch of bad guys at us, but just like in the story, I'm going to fly right over the top of them and get right into the next area. So, hey, if you are into social media and that kind of thing, you should certainly check us out. We have all sorts of presence on different social media platforms. And, yeah, we'd like to interact with you guys as much as possible. In fact, a lot of you guys ask questions on Twitter. We have a giveaway every week on Facebook that you guys definitely partake in. We obviously upload our videos and stuff to YouTube. We've been known to be on G+ here and there, but that's kind of a fading platform, so we don't spend a whole lot of time over there. And, you know, Patreon.com is a good way for you guys to support us, the creator, heads on. And we got a couple of behind-the-scenes access points and things like that over there, too. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you should certainly check it out and pick a tier that works for you. And as you can see here, I got a little sidetracked and wasn't sure what I was supposed to do first. You want to flip that switch on the lower level so the laser beams go up top. Then you're going to want to push this along the checkerboard path, but it turns out we need somebody that can withstand some electricity. So Thor's going to be our guy here. So we'll push that all the way down and lock it into place, which will bring it all the way up top ever so conveniently for us. Once it's up there, we're going to need to go ahead and follow through that grate that we've already been through once and get back up there and push it all the way down. Now, when we do that, that glass window is going to shatter, and it's going to give us our next collectible. So it turns out we had one more collectible in this area before moving on to Area 2, as I had mentioned earlier. But yeah, thank goodness for the quick links, huh? All right, so we slip on through to the other side. As soon as we get over there to push it, boom, the glass shatters and baddies commence. And luckily for us, we do a couple of ground pounds, and that takes care of all of them. And I don't know what it is. I certainly had an issue with the angle of this checkerboard pathway and pushing that box along. I'm not sure what. Watch. Like, I tried to get behind it. No, miss. I tried to get behind it. No, miss. One more time. Oh, there we go. Third time's the charm. Rule of 3 comes into play. Now, why it showed that I needed She-Hulk there, I have not figured out that either. Did you guys see that? You might go back a couple of seconds. As I'm pushing that box down the checkerboard path, it automatically pops up a little icon for She-Hulk. So I don't know if that was just like a lag because we needed She-Hulk down below in the purple schmegma, but or if what. But anyhow, whoa, we got another helpful tip here. It's going to be a little bit before we get to that next collectible. So Minikit number 8 is next up on our list. And meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and let this weird arm go ahead and twist off the cap here and pick up our purple node and put it into the tube, which sucks it down and drops it into our flappers. And look at that. Remember where we use this? We got to go over on the left-hand side control panel and get our oots on one more time and make that bad boy flip around. Now, to speed things up, I switch characters, and oh no, I'm being attacked down below. No worries, though. We'll just go ahead and make our way up that ladder and get to that oots panel real quick. And techno panel for those of you who weren't paying attention earlier. And look at that, we're gonna need somebody. See, it looks like I was right. So Black Bolt does have the abilities to use a techno panel. And you know, normally I use Iron Man or Tony Stark. There's quite a few people that you could use, and it doesn't really matter which character you use as long as you have them, but I try to use a character that I already have that doesn't cost me any extra studdage or effort. So if I don't have to go grab another character just to unlock something I already have, then I'm going to try to use that. But all right, moving along, we got that purple power node into place, and we are good to go. The door is unlocked now. As you can see, the green lights are all flapping on. And here comes the baddies, and as I mentioned earlier, I highly recommend just jumping right over the top and flying into the next area. That's right. See you guys, I'm going home. All right, after a quick cutscene that we removed, we find ourselves battling Karnam. And there's kind of, okay, so listen, I got a little bit of a rant, not only for you guys, but for the developers too. Now, I say this to you guys because I'm assuming you're going to have similar troubles that I do, but for the developers, it's because this is terrible. So, I've already made mention that I'm not a huge fan of excessive bad guys spawning. So, if you have something specific you need to do, and there is a countless endless supply of bad guys taking you out and knocking you off what you're... That is so annoying, and that is what happens in this particular situation. Now, what we're doing right now is we're actually running around trying to find the grate that we can slip on through and get down below into the secret area. We have found it. We actually missed it on our first circle around, but once you get down there, it actually reveals a mini kit right off the bat. Now, to continue my rant as I make my way over to the right-hand side of the area where there is some webs and some ooze, it's actually some venomous ooze. We'll go ahead and, well, we got to remove that, but we got to smash that pad right there. But see, I get a little carried away. I see these flashing lights over here, this little electric panel, and I thought it needed some sort of repair or something, but it turns out it doesn't. We actually need Doctor Strange, and we need his ability to go ahead and carve out one of those, you know, those little, I don't know what they're called, but we're going to go do it right now. So we're going to go do butt slam right here on this pile and booyakashow. All right, once we get this, it's actually going to reveal a little mini venom, and we can ride around and do a race. Now, all right, back to my rant up above. So up above, there are 5 flashing orange lights that are kind of scattered throughout, and it's already hard enough just to get the right angle to get him, but on top of that, you're being constantly attacked. And you'll see what I'm talking about, because it takes me like 2.5, 3 minutes to nail these 5 different items in the background, just because the angle is so ridiculously hard. But all right, you can see I'm hopping around. I feel like a little kid bouncing through Toys R Us aisles on one of those little bouncy ball things, but officially got through there in the time needed, and I got my mini kit for that. Next up, we're going to go ahead and switch to Ravana. Remember, in the beginning, I actually recommended that you had a character with the stealth ability because we're going to need it. Now, it took me quite some time to figure out a character with the stealth ability, and I did not assume that it was going to be her. I had no idea who she was before this game, and I had no idea she had the stealth ability, but it turns out she does. And I'm sure at some part in the game, during some of the cutscenes or something, it indicated that she did. And I know there's a couple of you that have recommended some other characters too, but they actually required some free play or free run situations that we were trying to avoid. So since we already had a character with stealth ability, we figured we'd just go ahead and use her. Now, it turns out you need to flip that switch not once, but twice. Once to turn off the guns, and it doesn't really turn off the guns. You just have to be stealth and flip the switch twice, I think, is what really goes down. But for whatever reason, maybe it only needs to be flipped once, and it just didn't work the first time for me. But I flipped it until that box sprung open, and I collected my character token for Spiderman Symbiote. Now, last but not least is this mini kit up top that I was referring to, and I'm not sure what the best case scenario is here for characters or whatever. I choose Thor at first, and it's too hard trying to you know, target with his hammer. It takes too long. Eventually I switched to Iron Man, and I'm just kind of like launching rockets, doing the old spray and pray method, as we like to call it. But, okay, so you can see in the background, there's those orange kind of triangular things, and right below them, there's some flashing lights. They're really hard to see, and it's really annoying as we are being attacked, seriously, like being attacked. I don't know what to say. Now, there may be a section during the boss battle where the attacks aren't as crazy, and maybe that's the key. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to that, but I was just trying to get this done as quick as possible because I wanted to show what I know where they are. I'm trying to show that I know where they are, and I struggle miserably. And so every time I almost get it targeted, look, I get knocked out of the sky, knocked off the ground. But check it out. There we go. Here's the first one. Booyaka show. All right, so now I start doing the old spray and pray, I think. No, see, and look, it's all about the angles. So you have to have the right visibility on the target, and then you have to have enough time to actually make your reticle or hit marker go and get over there. It is a pain in the tuchus, and I hope you don't struggle as much as I do. And again, TT, Warner Brothers, if you are watching this or listening, this is ridiculous. This is maybe the worst mini kit of all time. Now, there's been some glitchy things and stuff like that. It's also equally frustrating. But as far as something that's not glitched out or whatever, like, this is crazy. And look at me. I'm just trying to fly high, trying to fly low, spraying and praying. Pew, 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 pew. And every once in a while, one pops up. You'll see it here in a second. One will pop up. I think 3's next. I don't know. I've lost count, to be honest with you. This was so infuriating. I was yelling at my TV, and my wife was like, what is going on up there? It was not the best of times for me. But, hey, I actually eventually get it. See, I'm still waiting for the next one to pop up. Look, I'm just spraying and praying. And so I think I'm down to the final one. No, there's one right there. I can see it up high right. No, that might be the last one. So, yeah, I think I've only got one left. There's no up there. And they're already hard to see as it is. Then you add in the factor that the targeting takes a while to get up and go on. And then look, now I'm limited on where I can target. So like I finally get a little bit of break and I'm not being attacked, but I had the wrong angle. So, all right though, we are coming into the home stretch, not only of this mini kit and all of our collectibles, but the level itself too. And that is because I did the inevitable. That is right. I edited out a large portion of this boss battle. And look at that. Victory is mine. Look at that. I got it. Oh, to the yeah. Now we've got this crazy battle, and it's the rule of 3. We have to knock his health meter down to a certain part, and eventually he gets that lock symbol. He hops up. He roars because he's a monster. And then he drops some bad guys. We got to take them out. He drops down. We got to repeat that process over and over again. So all of that being said, there you go. Roar, I'm a monster. Once he's done with that, we're going to go ahead and suggest you head on over to Facebook and check us out, as we do have the weekly giveaways, and I can't imagine you don't like to be a part of something where you might win something free. But look at that. Karnam is all the way down. This is like Super Karnam here. We're going to rip out his tongue, and that is going to take us to the final cutscene, which we actually removed. And so totals it is. Totals it is. Look at that. 3 milski. We got 3 million studs in this level. We only need 85K too. Oh, to the yeah. All right, well, that's going to take us to the finals here. That's going to wrap it up for level 11 Symbiote Surprise Free Play. Yes, we got all them collectibles, including all the gold bricks. Now, keep in mind, we got one of the gold bricks for completing the story. One of them we're going to get awarded for getting that stud requirement of 85K. And, of course, we're going to get another one for getting all of those mini kits, which is coming up. And, ooh, we are oh so close to that 50 million, which is going to be our next pink brick stud multiplier purchase. And, oh, count it up. Not quite enough. Just a little word to the wise, after we freely, and get our final gold brick and our character token here, which happens to be for Spiderman Symbiote, we want to recommend that you guys maybe do a little bit of farming and try and purchase that next pink brick, because we're going to do that. So, the beginning of level 12, you'll see us purchase that, well, I guess not, the next pink brick, and get our multiplier up a little higher. But hey, thanks for watching. As I already said, that's going to wrap it up for level 11 Symbiote Surprise Free Play. Check us out on social media if you have not already. We encourage you to check out the Thumbie Must See video. And of course, we got trophy achievement guides and more things, fun things, at HappyThumbsGaming.com. So check us out there. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time, Excelsior! No?